1, 2, 3. Okay, folks, show him the love. Here he is, the #1 New York Times and Percy Jackson's Green Knights. Welcome, Uncle Riordan.
Welcome. It's awesome to see you guys. I hear we got people like camping out at Barnes & Noble. It's insane. I very rarely get to this part of California. In fact, I've never done an event here before. But I have cousins who live in Santa Barbara, and so I made sure that we added this to the tour. They're with us tonight. They're the reason I'm here, so give my cousins a hand. Yeah, if you don't speak Twitter, that means, of course, Blood of Olympus, the last book of heroes. Some people thought I was trying to send a subliminal message, like, boo, boo, I wanted you to cry. No, that's not true. You guys just do that anyway. The cover also got some people really upset, and I understand that. I'm kind of obsessive compulsive myself, and they were looking at this and saying, where are the Greeks? There's only Romans on the cover. Where are the Greeks? Where did they go? Are they dead? Did they turn into the giants? What's going on? And I just told everybody they had to look more closely. So they were zooming in, saying, is that Percy's sword in the giant's hair? Is he that blob in the corner? And I said, oh, I didn't say they were on the cover. I just said you should look more closely. But don't worry, they're inside the book. The UK cover, the one in Britain, I think this is the first time it's ever gotten more love than the US version. You've got the 7 demigods, and they're all standing on Gaia's head, summit, whatever. They sort of look to me like heavily armed fashion models. Like Leo's like, my outfit today includes skinny stonewashed jeans and organic cotton t-shirt and a jeans. $79.99 at Macy's. But whatever, I like it. I cannot believe that this is the 5th book in Heroes of Olympus, the 10th book with Percy Jackson in it. The Lightning Thief came out almost 10 years ago. How did I get there? You know, it's been a long journey. You've probably heard that artists and writers, we have to suffer for our work, right? And that's true. You know, I was a very unhappy woman. Yes, I never smiled. Nobody loved me. There's part of my family. That's my mom on the left, and the guy I'm sitting on his left, that's my maternal grandfather, Jack Haley. But everybody just called him the Colonel because he was a colonel in the Air Force in World War II. Yay. And the other guy's my Uncle Reese. Now, that's me in the onesie, obviously. When I was a little older than that, I remember sitting on my grandfather's lap, and the Colonel had this like briefcase full of blank paper, and he would tell me stories. He would just make them up and draw me pictures to go with the stories. And that was like magic. I couldn't believe he could just pull this stuff out of thin air. So someday I knew I wanted to do that too. My Uncle Reese, he influenced me in a slightly different way. He used to babysit when my parents had to go out, and when I was just learning English, he would teach me words. He would say, okay, Ricky, let's learn our words. Floor. Ceiling. And that's where I got my twisted sense of humor in my love of language. My dad was also a great role model to me. He read me my first book of mythology, got me interested in that. We did all sorts of vigorous, manly activities together. That was our favorite sport. I'm still pretty good at it. My mom mom was an art teacher in the public schools, and that's where I got my impeccable fashion sense. Yeah, rocking the hat at the pool. She also bought me my first car. This is actually a ride that was built by my other grandfather, Tom Riordan. And he had this whole company. That's what he did for a living. He made amusement park rides, which is a pretty cool thing for your grandfather to do. I got to test them all out. And I would have loved this as a kid if I could just hear stories told by my parents. I did not, however, like to read myself. They told me I would have to go to school and learn to read. I said, sorry, I'm out of here. I hit the streets at an early age looking for work. No, actually, I did stick around. I had to go to school. I hated it. I really didn't like reading. About the only thing that I enjoyed reading were these.
Yeah!
Comic books. My uncles had this big army chest full of comics from the Golden Age and Silver Age. I wish I still had that box. It would be worth, I don't even know how much. They had X-Men and they had Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, Superman, Batman, everybody. I pulled a couple that I still have, because if you'll notice, these have some mythology in them. Here's Circe the Sorceress, turning Superman into a beast. And over here, of course, you have Odin holding Thor, the god of thunder. So already I was learning mythology, I just didn't know it. Now, I would have been totally cool reading these. Unfortunately, school got a little worse for me, especially when I got into middle school. These are my teachers in 8th grade, Alamo Heights Junior High. I remember a few of them. That was Mr. Fielder, my band director. I remember him. He was like this disco kind of chain-smoking dude. This guy down here, Mr. Phelps, he was my history teacher. We were pretty sure he was an android. Had like no facial experience. I don't know, like monotone everything. Every day he'd be like, you will now turn in your homework. Exterminate! Exterminate! The only thing that was scarier than the teachers were the students. There are my classmates in 8th grade. Ah, yeah. And I didn't know